For this session, we'll be reviewing the Merge Document feature available in PSA Web. This feature is new to PSA Web, but should be familiar to our desktop users that have used the Merge Document feature before in desktop. With that said, the Merge documents created in the desktop application will not sync to the PSA Web, or vice versa. Merge documents created in PSA Web will not sync to the desktop. In these instances, if you wish to have the Merge documents that you've been currently using in the desktop to be applicable in the web, you will need to copy and paste and create those Merge documents in PSA Web. The Merge documents, however, when brought over from the desktop, will need to be edited or modified, as the Merge fields that we insert into these forms or documents in PSA Web are different than the Merge fields that we have available to us in PSA Web. For this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and open up the PSA Web system. And I am currently logged into one of our databases. In order to utilize the Merge document feature within the system, we do need to address our role security. To utilize the Merge document feature in PSA Web, the user must have the proper role security applied. To apply the correct security, we are going to go to the main menu in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, to Settings, and to Roles. All administrators of the PSA Web system should have full access into the Merge document feature, so no setup will be needed. But for any other user that you plan on having access to the Merge documents, we do need to make some modifications to the role security. For this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and modify our project manager role, and I'm going to select the edit button to do so. Once I'm within the role security for the project manager, I'm going to go ahead and select General, and we've added a new submenu called Mail Merge. Now, as an administrator, you should have all options selected. But if we just want the project manager to be able to pull the Merge document from the job, we need to make sure at the very least that they have the View and Edit selections checked on the role security. If this individual is going to be responsible for creating the Mail Merge templates, they do also need additional security applied to the role. This can be found in Reports. Under Overall, we want to check the Edit button. For all other users, they do not need this application in order to run, but at the very least, they do need the Mail Merge, Edit, and View. Once we've made manipulations to our role security, we can go ahead and hit our Save button. To create the physical Merge template document, this is also set up through the Settings menu. We're going to go to the Settings, Company Settings. We're going to stay in the General submenu, and we're going to select the Mail Merge option here. When selected, it's going to draw you into the Mail Merge application to where you can create a new Mail Merge. And I've already taken the liberty to create a few Merge documents myself. And you have action buttons available to you for these already created Merge documents. But if we wanted to create a new one, we'd go ahead and hit the Create button. And it's going to create a new Merge document for us. For today's demonstration, I am going to show you an existing Merge document that I've already created. We're going to go into this welcome letter here. And to modify, I'm going to go ahead and hit the Edit button. Now, the ribbon at the top here is very similar to what we'd see in a Word document. Now, you can build your templates within this application here in PSA Web, or you can copy and paste items from a Word document on your computer desktop and move them over here. You might need to do some minor modifications in regards to formatting, but it will bring the information over for you. At the very top, we're seeing our menu options available to us. Our file, we have our print, properties, and back to list. Keeping in mind with the PSA Web system, the back to list button always takes us back to the previous menu. The properties button is going to allow us to name the merged document. Here I've titled my document Welcome Letter, and everything else will be pre-filled for you. Our next option on the merge document, you'll notice, is very similar to Word. And here we can start building the template if we haven't already done so in another application. In this instance, we would type up the body of the letter, and then we're able to bring in those merge fields. You'll notice that we do have some other options in regards to inserting other items, as in page breaks, tables, headers, footers, page numbers. You'll also notice that you have the ability to manipulate the margins, the orientation, size, columns, breaks, and a color on the background. To physically add the merge document fields to the item, we're going to use the Mail Merge tab, and we're going to click on the Insert Merge field. This is going to bring up another little sub-menu for us, and it's going to list all of the available merge fields. Keep in mind all of this information is being pulled from the job. So in this instance, you can see that in these fields here, I've elected to bring in the job name, job address, job city, state, postal code, as well as the job number and the claim number, job name, as well as some information in regards to the persons that are assigned to this particular job, be it the estimator, project manager, and team coordinator. Now, all these fields marked up will pull in when we run the merge from the physical job. In this area, we are just setting up the template. Now, to add a merge field to the document, we can simply double-click on the item, or we can use the Insert button. Once we've completed building our template and adding our merge fields, we can then save and close the merge template. To do so, I'm going to go back to our file. Once the system notices that you've made changes, the Save button will be available to you, and you can go back out to the main menu. Once the template has been created, we will now have the ability to run it from the physical job. Again, hitting my orange Back to List button will take me back out to the company settings menu. And to get back to the main menu, I can choose to select the PSA logo in the upper left-hand corner, or I can hit the jobs, and that will take us back to the main menu as well. We're going to select the job that we want to create the merge document on by hitting the Edit button. Once we're in the job itself, we're going to go ahead into our Attachments tab. Within the Attachments tab, you'll notice that a new submenu has been created, and we have that Merge Documents item. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Once you're into this area, and if you're accustomed to using our custom forms, it's very similar on how we would add that item to the Attachments tab. We'd simply select the item that we want from the drop-down list. I'm going to go ahead and select my welcome letter and hit my Add button. The system is going to give me a banner letting me know that I was successful in adding my template document, and it will appear down below. To access the physical document itself, we're going to go ahead and click on the blue link, and that's going to take us into the document itself. And very similar to what we were seeing in the setup of the template, we're seeing that same item here. Now, in order to bring in the items from the job that we're currently on, we do need to go to the Mail Merge button. And we do need to select the View Merged Data. This is going to pull in the job information. As you can see, we're on the Jane Smith job. There's the job number, so we're seeing that job name come in, the address, city and state and zip code associated with Jane's job, as well as her job number and her claim number. It's also brought in her name here. And then we have the format of our letter. You'll also notice that it's brought in the assigned estimators, project manager, and team coordinator from the job itself. Now you do have the ability to edit this template here for this particular job if you do need to make edits, if there's certain items that are not applicable. So you can make modifications. If we want to go ahead and print or save this document as a PDF, we can use our print menu, which will pull you into your own printer selection. You can select which printer to print to. Or if we choose the Save as PDF button, this will automatically save a copy of this document on our Attachments tab. We'll get the banner across the top letting us know that the PDF has been successful. And to leave the Mail Merge feature, we're going to go ahead and hit the Back to List button. It's going to take us out. And it's just letting me know that since I made changes, that it has not saved those changes. Once we're back out on the job, if we want to see that PDF document that was created, we need to make sure that we're in the correct view as we're still sitting in the Merge Document submenu. To do so, I'm going to go over to the All. You'll see that my PDF document is sitting here on our main screen, and if I want to open the document, I can go ahead and press on the document. It is dropping it into my downloaded files on my computer, and I can open it up and view that document. And since I decided not to hit the Save button, it did not bring in any of my information, so we'll go back in and apply our Merge information, select our Save button, going back out to List. Actually, I'm going to create my PDF again. Getting my banner, going back out to List, going back to my Alls tab. I'm going to see my other letter created here, clicking on it, opening it up, and now we have our form letter. Now, once this is in our system as a PDF, we can either print it from here as well, or if we wanted to email it to the actual recipient, we could do so by using a note. And that item is now available to us in the attachments area. You'll notice that the template is pulling in the information from the job. We're seeing the address, the city, state, and zip, as well as the claim number and the job number that we selected. We can see the relationships that I had defined on the job. Another example of a potential merge document, as one I've created before, previous to the session here, is also maybe a job lead sheet. So where you can pull in the basic job information, any job dates, any relationships to the file itself. Again, to populate the merge fields, we're going to go ahead and view our merged data. The system's going to automatically bring in those merged fields for us. And from here, we can either print or save as a PDF. Merge Documents does have many applications. You can also bring in maybe one of your form templates or an item that you would have signed by the insured, but you're not necessarily going to be able to have them sign the signature, but you want to print a copy that is pre-filling all of their information. You can do so by simply creating a merge document for that item. And I believe I created one earlier. If I go back to my company settings menu, back into my merge documents, I did create a direct pay authorization. So you'd be able to set that up in similar format. We would insert our merge fields for the loss date, the claim number, the insured name and address. And once we've got those merge fields entered, we'd be able to save the template and it would be available for our users on the particular job. I am now going to open up the floor to questions. I see that we've got a few here that have already been asked. And if you're not able to see the questions, it looks like a lot of them were submitted to me privately and not to the group. So our first question is it possible to copy merge documents? Is it possible to add in other fields that do not show up in the insert merge field dropdowns? At this time, it's not possible to copy an already created merge document. That will be part of our next release of the feature, to have that ability to copy an existing merge document. Right now, you only have available to you for the merge fields of what we've provided in our list. There will also be another release too shortly in regards to the available merge document, or merge fields, I should say. Because right now, choosing our insert merge fields, these are your only options to bring into the job at this time. You'll see that you'll be able to bring in a majority of your info page for the job itself, claim number. We're seeing dates. We're also seeing any customer information that we might have, job location, job subtype, job type, note, policyholder information. And then we also have our role positions. And our role positions coincide with our estimator, PM, PMA, or our project coordinator. These role positions are controlled in an area within PSA Web, and currently I'm not in a database that would allow me to manage those role securities. For desktop clients as well, you won't be able to manage this either from the web, but web clients only that are not connected to our desktop application would be able to go into our settings menu, company settings, into the jobs submenu, and under employee types, if you click and edit on each individual role type, the system does preset the role types to the following. Role position 1 is estimator. Role position 2 is project manager. Role position 3 is a PMA or a team coordinator. Role 4 is our sales or salesperson. And role 5 for our desktop clients is salesperson 2. So keep those in mind. In web, you do have the ability to create additional employee types and assign them a role position. So that's why we're seeing the higher number on the role position as we do go through role position number 10. Next question, can it be set to autofill the merge data once the entered merge doc opposed to clicking the view merge data? At this time, for that option to actually display the merge document information, you will need to click that item to bring those merge fields into the document. So right now it's being populated on the job. You only need to do it once. You'll notice that it's saved the information. But if you do, when we're not coming in here, it will, so we always need to make sure that we're hitting the view information. Another question, how do you identify the role ID for the individuals, which I just discussed for the project manager. Erin, if you are a web client only or PSA web with no connection to a desktop application, again, that's in our settings menu, company settings, jobs, employee types, and edit. And from there, you'll be able to click on each individual role type and assign them a role type. But again, they're preset for you automatically. Role 1, estimator, role 2, PM, role 3, PMA, role 4, the salesperson. Question, can we email it? Yes, as long as you create the document as a PDF, you'll be able to email it from your notes section. Next question, can we use this for workflow, for an instance, to apply to a workflow in an auto flow or trigger an employee to apply it? I don't believe that it is going to be used as a trigger in the workflow. If anything, we do have a merge document section available within the workflow, but I don't believe that is currently set up to accommodate this new merge feature. Next question, can we add images? Yes, within the document itself, you can, through the insert, you have the ability to insert a picture. So just like I was able to add my PSA logo, I'm sitting in my header right now, but I am able to pull in a picture. It will ask if you want to pull it from your URL or if you want to pull it from your computer directory. Next question, is there any function to get a document signed digitally? With the mail merge feature or the document merge feature, this is not an electronic signing feature. If you're looking for that feature, that is part of our custom form. And we can always schedule a session to show you how to create your own forms, or if you want us to create the form for you, we can provide you a quote for that. Now, if you do want in a digitally sense too, you can't do it through the merge doc feature, but you would be able to send this item as a PDF to an individual, and if that individual did have a PDF writer that allowed them to sign, which most of them do at the basic level, they would be able to sign that document and return it back to you. So that is a viable option to have it signed somewhat in an electronic format without utilizing our custom form. There is a question, can you change the default font settings? Is there a format painter? Yes, you can change the font of the document. Again, it's very similar to Word. You do have the ability to change your fonts, your size, bold, underline. You have the ability to bring in bullet lists, bring in tables. So if we wanted to build a table within this document, you do have the ability to bring in table features. Again, a question, how is this different than other documents or forms? Can we make it fillable or signable on the tablet? Again, if you're looking for the electronic signature that you can utilize from either a tablet or a mobile app, they do need to be created as custom forms within your database. Question, when sending the document, is it sent as a Word format or a PDF? If you're sending the document, it would be sent as a PDF, and you'd want to make sure that you're copying it or saving it as a PDF document. I don't believe you have the ability to send this template out in a Word format. Can you add multiple images at once? I believe you can only add one image at a time. From the computer, it might allow you to select more than one. You would have to try it out. Another option, can merge documents export to Word? In my use of the merge document so far, I have not found any export area to Word. There are no more questions or concerns. I would recommend, if you are interested in this feature, definitely bringing it into your system. Again, it should be accessible to you right away through the company settings menu. For any reason, if you do have difficulties creating your first merged document, your first line that you should check is to make sure that as an administrator, all of your options are checked to edit, view, delete, and create those items, and making sure under the reports that we also have the edit checkbox checked, because at the very least, to create that edit template, we do need to make sure that we have the create button. And as you create them, you'll notice that the system will automatically name them a merge doc. And depending upon how many documents you've already made, it's going to go in sequential order. Once you have your templates in here, it's again just a matter of going into the template and starting to design or copy and paste from a previous document you've already created and adding those merge fields into your form. If there are no other questions or concerns, I'll go ahead and let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. And if you need any assistance with the mail merge feature, we are available to you. You can contact support at 866-992-2626 or via our email address at support@canamsys.com. One last question I did see is, can you rename a document? When you're creating the template itself, you would simply rename the name by going to the properties and renaming it. Now, if you're speaking in regards to when the template is already created on the job, you would be able to rename it like all of our documents. By simply clicking on the name itself, you're able to rename that document. So once you create the template and save it, you can go in and rename it. So from both areas, either as the template changing the name or changing the name of the physically template created from the job. Again, if you have any other questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us via our toll-free number or support line. And thank you for your attendance. This session is recorded and will be added to the Dropbox, I believe, by Friday, so you'll have access to this recording for future reference. Thank you.